does it feel being back?
Man, amazing. I think out of everything, what the best part about it is I feel it. I feel the culture and the lifestyle now. I said it earlier to the guys or to the team where everything that we presented or inwardly felt back, in my years and even previous years, you outwardly see it now. You see it through the facilities. You see it through the uniforms. You see it through the players. It's such an amazing feeling to understand that now there's a culture and a lifestyle of excellence that signed out there. They have raised the standard. There's a level of standard now. And if you fall below that, you will be excommunicated. You'll be removed, or you'll just naturally phase out. But I just like the fact that, everything that we felt, everything that we believed in is outwardly coming out in the presence.
How much of the current team have you gotten to watch?
Oh,
I mean,
they're on primetime television pretty much every weekend now. To where it was at first I was searching through Foxes or the subcategory of Fox or whatever, right? But now I live in Atlanta, and so to get what I get and see it, when I can, I have a family and obligations, but I'm trying to watch every single game, and if I'm not, I follow it on the app. Or there's so many ways of access now, and so I'm still working on my social media skills from tweeting and all that type of stuff. But I'm always there rooting them on, always.
How much have you gotten to see of their cornerback, Brian Peavy?
I've heard about him. As far as seeing him, and keep in mind, I'm talking from a different context, right? I haven't been able to break down game film. TV looks great, right? But, I want to see, the other side of it because the talent is obviously there. And so, how do we break that down and morph it into what the next level is looking for? Obviously, me being there, experiencing it, being able to, give him some advice. I haven't personally met him yet, but I'm looking forward to that introduction.
Does he remind you of yourself at all? Because, I think just kind of in size, you guys are kind of comparable.
Yeah, stature, those things are obvious, right? But, from what I understand and from what I heard, the mentality is there. There's a certain level of thinking, of mentality, of cerebralness that you have to have for guys like us. That will to win, yes, but then understanding that opposition is going to be there regardless of what you do, and continually proving yourself over and over again. And to some people, that gets very daunting. That's a very debilitating task. That I have to mentally bring my A game because I'm already 2 steps behind. And so from what I understand, he has that sort of mentality. And the great thing about that is that, we're talking about sports, but he's going to be able to use that in life over and over again because I do.
As a guy who played for quite a while in the NFL, what kind of advice or experiences can you share with them that can kind of help them either in a professional football career or just kind of in general with whatever they do?
There's levels to this and the process. You have to fall in love with the process before you can enjoy the results. If you have no process, if you have no details to your craft, you're going to fail. And not only fail, but you're going to fail miserably because, the sun shines on a dog, every now and then, right? But when it all goes away, what do you fall back on? How do you learn from your mistakes? How do you learn from your successes? The process, so that when those times do come, there's something to look at and understand, okay, this is how I get back to it. And so I would say that, fall in love with the process and then treat it like a business. Treat it like you're making money before you make the money. Because when you make the money, you always expected the money. To where it's now all of a sudden like, I got this money, or I got this success. I didn't even expect that. Well, if you didn't expect it, what were you doing in the first place? Why are you doing the work to get to the goal, right? And so when you treat it like a business from the very beginning, you just naturally gravitate or transition into the natural flow of things, law of attraction.
When's the last time you were back here?
So I was back, what game was that? I believe it was not Texas. I can't remember the team we were playing, but about 4 or 5 years ago, I've been trying to get back literally every year, and we were laughing about this offline. It was either some sort of weather or natural cause, meaning like my wife had our daughter last year. The Chicago fire, that debilitated me. I was like, you kidding me? They shut down the entire airport because a fire happened in Chicago on my transfer flight. And so I felt like people were going to think I was lying, that I was trying to get up here and then I had to cancel plans or whatever. But it's literally been weather-related or natural causes every single time.
I don't know how much of the team and culture side you got to see 4 or 5 years ago, but how much has You mentioned the culture right off the start here. How much have you seen change?
I mean, yeah, literally, no, not. Let's break that down. Every year, there's been some sort of change since I've been here, or since I've left Iowa State as a student athlete, and that's the amazing thing about it. To where now it's a level of expectation of an uptick. There should be an uptick every year. To where I would say, for some time there was complacency, right? Like, the goal is just to have a winning season. That should no longer be the goal. Winning season should be the standard. Moving forward to plus 10 wins should be a level of standard now, to where now when we're beating teams like Oklahoma, we were talking about this offline as well, to where no one should be shocked at this. No, we've built the program. We've done what we're supposed to do. We should expect this amount of success. So every year I'm expecting an uptick, which I'm seeing every year.
Do you have to have that type of success that shocks somebody in order for that to fully soak into the players? Because a lot of guys last year talked about, we'd never beat no one. It's been
Right.
so long, and once we did, then boy, we could.
Yeah, I mean, there's a first time for everything, right? And the cliche word of today, of the norm, is disrupt. Disruptors. So you have to disrupt the system, the natural flow of things, right? So let's make it more granular. Where when we initially started to beat Iowa, and competing with them, like, there has to be a wow factor in that. But eventually we have to get over that, because now the level of standard, the expectation has to rise above that. If we continually are wowed by this, we're never going to move forward. And so, yeah, you have to have that initial, like, I can actually do this. But then when that comes about, once again, falling in love with that process, like, how did we do that? Now, how do we do this consistently? This success and this repeating that process over and over again. And this isn't just football. This is in business. This is whatever. Just repeating that process over and over again, to where now when these things happen, it's like, no. I expect this to happen because I've fallen in love with the process.
What are you up to nowadays?
So I have my own company, a lifestyle company. I initially started off with professional athletes, but really just successful people who don't have the time or the awareness to get to certain products or, experiences or events or this and that. And then just my background in general is sales. And so sales, I do motivational speaking, not across the country anymore. I do it in the general area because of my family. So, all the way over from Texas to Florida. When I go back up to New England area, I speak at middle schools, kids, companies, things of that nature. But I'm a free-flowing spirit, man. If you had to put a title on me, don't. Yeah, don't, because whatever I'm available for, I just want to do it all.
Do you see any of Campbell's approach and coaches you played for at the next level?
Yeah, I mean, when you talk about there's a common thread with any successful person, right? And to have those conversations with them is really where you find out. So the 15, 20-minute conversation I had with Coach Campbell is, this guy gets it. I think, when you talk about a school like Iowa State, every coach isn't made for this position. You have to really understand, what you're walking into. It's not a bad thing. It's just understand that Ames is its own entity. So you have to come in with the mindset of, I cannot be like the coach from Notre Dame. I cannot be a coach from Tennessee or Florida or USC. I have to come in here understanding that the locals are very important to the community, and the community drives the success of the program, so the academia, whatever it is around here. And so when you have that type of coach that comes in that not only falls in love with the processes, is focusing in on the details, but then has that local, humble approach, you're seeing guys like him. And then at the next level, like I said, you just repeating it over and over again. It's a business, yes, but having the opportunity to play for Bill Belichick, Andy Reid, and those types of guys, and see those types of coaches, they're doing exactly what Campbell does as far as the details, the processes, things of that nature, and over and over and over again. So, yeah, someone like him, I don't want to start putting bugs in people's ears because I don't want him to go anywhere, but he would transition into the league excellent, very, very well.
I'd imagine